Romance. Yes, romance with the existence is pure love. Why I'm touching that topic? Romance. We know the romance, sometime we think of the romance while watching the film, we find, oh, they are in romance. So here the romance is our with the existence. Existence is one for all, for everyone. Otherwise, romance that we have with the people are always different. I asked my master how many times I need to listen to you. Master told me that millions of times. The next question was why? So he said laughingly that your question indicates that you and the real self are still different. Did you understand this point? I asked the master, how many times I have to listen to you? Master said millions of times. The next question was why? So he said, your question indicates that in your head, you and real self are still different in your head. We all know about the real self is all pervading, is permanent peace, is happiness, is love and wisdom. So until you and the real self are perceived, experienced, known as one, not even identical. Are you getting it? Not even identical. Identical means two. Until then, we have to listen to a teacher. Whether the teacher is boring you have to listen. Whether the teacher is repeating the same thing. I'm repeating again. I asked my master how many times I need to listen to you. He said millions of times. But why? He said, your question proves that you and your real self are still different. No, but I know about real self. So until you and the real self are perceived, experienced, lived, known as one, not even identical. Identical means there are two and they are identical. Did you get it? Until then, you have to listen to me. Because you and the real self are not one yet. That is why we are in stress and anxiety, duality and conflict. So, what is the solution? Contemplation, reflection are required. Regular practice is required. I believe. Say yes, you got it. Remember this. We want to change the situation outside to change ourselves. We want a situational happiness. We don't want a happiness coming from within. You change the situation will reverse, will return back. No, 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 I have a problem with my honey, but now it is solved. After a week, the same problem. Situational. Do you see that? Situational. I want to change the situation now. I want to have $1 million. Then I will be happy. I am happy for about a week, and after that, I become Bill Gates. Do you remember? He lived loveless life for 27 years. We are contemplating with reference to the million times. Someone asked how many sessions. So I gave a very reasonable answer. Maybe 25, 30 sessions. So he also agreed, oh, reasonable. It's reasonable. I remember. Do you see that point? You and yourself are not even identical. They are merged. Problem is solved. I'm talking about that romance. So we have to do the romance with the existence, then only you and the real self are one. That is what we have been talking and understanding. Which you change any situation outside. Momentary, temporarily, we are happy, we are in peace, but situation changes. It is not in my control. It is not in my control at all. Do you see that? So it means I have to change myself, and that change is to move from the emotional dependence to the emotional freedom. The moment we have an emotional freedom, we have a love for the existence, and that love for the existence changes the entire life. It transforms. It is the love for the existence. And love for the existence is to manifest love in daily life. You start thinking love for the existence because that very existence loves unconditionally. I have to contemplate and think. If I do not contemplate and think, you will ask the same question. You have a doubt. How many times? Million times. Keep that in your mind. This beer guy is going to talk of the same thing. I know everything, but you and the real self are not identical. Identical? Even if it is identical, you are not there. They have to be one in the knowledge. So I was talking love for the existence. Think, contemplate. You start physically, air, water, earth, fire. They do not send the bills every month. They are unconditionally available to us. It is existence. You stop breathing for a minute, then see what happens. I may stop breathing for a minute or so, I will die, but the air is continuously always available to me. The space is always available to me. Earth is always available to me unconditionally. Can I feel you are unconditionally available to me? Whether you like me or not, you like me. I rise in consciousness. You don't like me, I rise in endurance. Existence is always available. What we are doing, we are not changing the situation, we are changing ourselves. Did you get it? Say yes. How many times you said yes? So now compare the romance with the existence and the romance that we already know. We know, everyone knows. So, literal meaning of that romance, if you find the dictionary, it is a feeling of an excitement. Some mystery is associated with that love. Romance cannot happen without emotional freedom. That is what the Eastern wisdom says. And the romance cannot happen without emotional dependence in the material world, in your relationship. Change it, you change the situation, and you have the love within you. That is one of the most important traditional practices in the Eastern wisdom. I use my emotion to evolve, to awaken, to rise in love, not falling in love. So the moment we rise in love, we say it is divine love, it is spiritual. And the beauty of this knowledge and understanding is that only human being can manifest the supreme love, not the material kingdom, not the plants, not the animals. How do we understand that? How do we understand? We say that Eastern wisdom, our master says that this love, existence manifest, moves, works, changes because of love. In order to understand it clearly, start with the lowest level. The matter is attracted to the matter. Hydrogen is attracted to the oxygen. We have the water. Matter, anything. You see the solid, the material kingdom. The matter is attracted to the matter. It is happening totally unconsciously, but attraction between the matter and the matter gives a strong foundation for life. Did you get it? The earth, material, air, water, space, it gives a strong foundation for the life. There is an attraction between the body and body, opposite sex, what we say, that gives a foundation for reproduction to continue the generation. You see that? Look at it. Look at the beauty, the way the existence is working. No, I'm divorcing you, so then we have lot of problems. You see that. We don't see that. Existence is working in us. We don't realize. So matter attraction, they love each other. It gives us a strong foundation. Body and the body continue the generation. emotion, attraction between the heart and the heart. It builds the relationship. See, attachment, that is also required. But once it has built the relationship, after that, there is a love and attraction between the real self here and the real self there. So you love with the reference point of the real self in the heart to the real self in the other person. That is what the love for the existence is. In every stage, you see the rise in consciousness. Matter to matter, totally unconscious. Body and body are semi conscious, impulsive to continue the generation. In animals, they do not think that they want to have a cub or babies. The same thing with us also, in a way. We do think, but ultimately we fall into that same unconsciousness. But it is rise in consciousness as compared to the attraction between the matter and the matter. And then heart and heart to build the relationship. You can add one more, mind to mind attraction. Huh? I'm just expanding it. The first matter to matter attraction foundation. If that foundation is not there, the life cannot exist. So body and body attraction, then emotion and emotion, or what we say, our own emotion, my feeling, your feeling. Yeah, we have to pass through the likes and dislikes. Then mind and mind attraction. I gave a couple of sessions uh, to Microsoft in India. So there I dwell deeper into the mind and mind attraction. Just imagine and think a corporate is a group of mental attraction. One mind belongs to marketing, one mind belongs to production, third mind belongs to administration, fourth mind, and so on. All the minds together. It creates a corporation, it creates an organization. Do you see? It creates a family, it creates a society, it creates a community. Above all, there is an attraction of the self. So I think, let me move with your love, with responsibility towards you, the attraction between the real self and the real self. We start with that. You may have a doubt that, oh, there are two real self. No, because when I start with the real self at the mental level, that here I love that real self beyond the boundaries of the body, mind, likes and dislikes, I get rid of the situational change. And that is the love for the existence. That is what every master moves with, that love. So when that love is expressed, Buddha says it is compassion. That is what the Jesus in Bible we say love is God. Yeah. So it is not a situational change, it is change inside. So we have to allow that love to manifest. Simple answer. What is the message of love in the Eastern wisdom? Do not fall in love, rise in love. So how to know that I fall in love? I am stressed, I am attached, I have strong likes and dislikes, I have duality, I have a confusion, I have an anxiety. anxiety, I have a sense of depression, and long list. Go back. How many times you have to listen? Million times. Why? Do you remember the answer? Not even identical. You know the real self is pure consciousness. It is permanent peace and happiness. So you and permanent peace, you and happiness, you and, did you get it? So because I fall in love, so I am stressed, attached. That is what yoga, that yoga is known as the bhakti yoga, or you can say upasana. When you fall in love, it becomes exclusive. You want a situational love. That is emotional dependence. Did you get it? I'm trying to express in a different way. Oh, what do you mean? I should not love my honey. I didn't say that. I've already explained 5 stages of love. Now you have a soulmate, you're married, you have the kids, or if you want the kids, in modern society, we think otherwise. So we have the kids. Now we should rise in love, continue to rise in love until we reach to the real self. Can you think that what kind of a relationship between a couple if both are following the Eastern wisdom? That blossoms. Where is that blossoming? Love is existence. One thing more that is very important to understand. Ego cannot find love. It always finds attachment because ego depends on the body, the mind, the emotional dependence, thoughts, feeling. Ego cannot find the love. I had one student in New Jersey, and that person was working with some of the one of the jewelry brand. I don't remember. So she was supporting her daughter. Uh, she was paying her school fees and she was paying for the car. So one day, mother found the car had the back seat burnt with the cigarette ashes. She became totally excited. And then she called me. She said, "No, you have to come today." It was late evening. And then she told that now I'm going to stop paying her fees, paying for her car. Why? Because she smokes. She has burned the seats and the cushions of the car. What do you think? I said, I think opposite. What do you mean? I asked her, do you love your daughter? Yes. That is why you have paid for her school fees and the car. Can you do the same to me? No, I cannot do it. What is the difference between the two? I'm also a human being. She is also a human being. So by stopping paying her school fees and paying for the car is fall in love. It is emotional dependence. You might have done some mistakes in the past also. So she has done. Never tell her that you are going to block all the money. Continue because you can afford it. Sit together. Get rid of that emotional dependence. Love a little more. Rise in love. That is the beauty of the understanding that love is existence, and how the love is existence is transformed into action, into your speech and action. This is what our masters are talking. Whatever the situation is outside, you don't forget that love is existence. How long it will happen? How many lessons? Do you have that question in your mind? I already answered at the beginning. Millions of times. Why? You have already hinted me that you and that real self, you and that existence are not one. You don't see that they are one. But why? Because you have a lot of doubts in your mind. What should I do? I should contemplate, reflect, and continue the practice until I reach to that state. That is the beauty of this topic of the love. One point more, and then we will bring an end to this topic. We'll go to the next topic. That when I translate that when I translate or when I start doing the action, thinking, speaking, and right action in my day to day life to purify the mind, that was the topic before this love. So, what happens? That sense of ego drops and dissolves. You are not seeking any fruit of an action, and that opens the gate to the love for the existence. So both are aligned together. From today, from now, I have to think, speak, and act in my relationship, whether in the family, whether it is outside, at the personal level, at the professional level, at all the levels. Why? I have already answered it again. Do you get an answer why? Situational change cannot bring any permanent peace and happiness. As a seeker, I don't want to bring about a change in any situation outside. Situation will change. I want to change myself. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Being comfortable, adjust and align your body and adjust and align your body. Make your body comfortable and follow, because after we become a seeker, we find it is very easy to follow. What to follow? Look at the neck joint. The mind finds a sense of kindness, a flow. We talk a lot about I I move with the flow. So you look at the neck joint, be there, feel and experience sensation, comfort and steadiness. Shoulder joint. Now you need not to wait. The moment I say shoulder joints, you have an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You see, we are doing an action, but now our action is guided by the love, a sense of emotional freedom. What happens to the being comfortable? Your mind is already absorbed deeper within. Many people have told me the moment I close my eyes, I'm totally absorbed. I'm bringing you that point of awareness. Do you feel that? The entire body, you have a sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now, the teacher need not to explain it because it is perceived and experienced by the seeker. Now, being carefree, and we have understood being carefree means unwanted, unwelcome thoughts enters into the mind, and even at this time. And I replace it. Now you combine the two. You replace it with a mantra. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Your mind sings, it remembers. Do you remember you and the real self? The beginning of a talk? Oh, yes, I remember. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let there be a well being for all. But that is the meaning. What is the knowledge in it? Well being, can I say, is mandatory for every living species. Every living species is looking for it. That existence is present even sometime, and you might have seen the plants are growing up and they find an obstacle on the top. They change their direction. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Oh, everyone is seeking well being. So let me support it. When I support it, I move with the love. How? By thinking, by feeling. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Let there be peace for all. It is not that I am blessing everyone. I recognize that peace is very existence. No, no, I recognize that that guy is crazy and this guy is good because I like him, I dislike him. Do you see that I have to bring the chains inside me, not outside? Situational? No. Inner? Yes. That is what the mantra says. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Let there be a wholeness, completeness, holiness. That is what the wholeness. So here the message is you become just, you are aware. and the mind is not going anywhere. If it is going anywhere, it has a sense of incompleteness. If it is absorbed inside, you are already there. Again, you and the real self. Million times, I'm reminding you. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. Wholeness. I get into stress, anxiety, duality, conflict only when I recognize, when the mind recognizes, and I'm still living unconsciously. What the mind recognizes that I'm incomplete. I'm reminding you again million times. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Knowledge of real self present in the mind. That mind lives in a moment when here and now in all relationship is auspiciousness. So then what happens? Every moment is auspiciousness. Every situation is auspiciousness. No, no, then what happens? That is what the Buddha says. Love is expressed as compassion. Oh, should I become a monk? No. Don't become. We all are. Sarvesham. But yes, we know the mind returns again with a greater force, with a lot of objections. That is what my master said millions of times. That objection must go. That objection means impurity. Start breathing quick and fast. Keep the body steady and drop into your heart Om Shanti with a meaning. Meaning, fourth layer. Yeah, dropping the ignorance. No, no, no. I remember now. Continue breathing quick, fast. Body is steady and Om Shanti. Continue to drop gently. So once you do even this breathing with clarity and understanding, you can do even for half an hour. You will not feel any problem of stopping it. Let us see that. No, no, we are not doing for half an hour, but just continue. Continue quick and fast breathing Om Shanti, dropping deep inside the center of the heart and the space, and the body remains in the state of steadiness. with a meaning of Om Shanti. Om is the real self, and it is in manifesting the peace. You'll find the mind is absorbed. Now stop this. We will be doing the nyasa in the spine. Take a deep, silent, slow breathing, moving the mind from the crown of the head to the tailbone, and then mentally singing Om Shanti. Breathing out deep, silent, and slow, the mind rises from the tailbone to the crown of the head, singing mentally Om Shanti. You are singing, means now you are awakening to the emotion. And that too is the pure emotion. It is not directed to one individual. Do you see that? That is what I explained to you. Matter to matter, no. Body to body, no. One name in the form to the other name in the form. That is what the couple, brother and sister, siblings love. No. Mind to mind, no. It is just going into the infinite space. Om Shanti. You're asking the mind to settle in that emotion. Mm. And you will find, you are a seeker, you will find the body has no objection, it wants to continue. The breathing has no objection, it continues. The mind has no objection, it continues. And we can recognize. Shanti. 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 I'm just chanting to remind you. Shanti. Shanti. And now leave it. One more important point. We have 3 points: the image of any person whom we shower our love, location deep inside the heart, and we use the word or as a mantra. There is one suggestion from our masters that don't take a live person in the mind until the mind is totally pure. Do you see? Every religion follows the same. It says, oh, here is a picture of Moses and the Jesus and the Krishna. And they take the image and they make the image alive. So there are two options. You can take the image, you use the image as a means to awaken to the love in you. You are spiritual. You get obsessed with a particular image, you are religious. So, with that understanding, you can pick up either the triangle or any image. So, if it is an image or a triangle, it is the same thing. You move the mind on the image or a triangle, clockwise or anti-clockwise, and anti-clockwise. And then you look inside the center of a triangle or the heart of that image, move inside while singing Om. Om, you are singing to take the mind deep inside. When you see the mind seemingly stops, steady, you drop the Shanti and remain there until the mind returns with an unwelcome thought or a feeling. Do it again and again and again. So, what happens with an image? The image becomes alive in your heart. When there is an emotional freedom. So the mind has transformed. No, no, what it means. So the time comes when you live with that sense of emotional freedom, you see that image inside your honey, your relations, your friends, everywhere. Oh, doesn't it make crazy? No, we are already crazy. So it removes that sense of craziness. Your mind does not fall into consciousness, it rises. That is one way with the image or a triangle. That is little higher step. Shanti. Mind is already absorbed, you need not to do it. You are using the Om Shanti, the mantra, the image, or a triangle to go deeper. You have reached your home, but the moment the mind returns again with any unwelcome, uninvited thought, feeling, amaze, sensation, you are ready to follow. When the intellect or the mind is 100% clear, you will see there is no doubt that mind is pure, gets absorbed, but not obsessed. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences and bring the hands down, my friends. How are you, Stephen?
Good. Great meditation. It was one of those moments that I was absorbed the moment I closed my eyes, and I just felt as we went through each stage, it was just your words and this just sense of me being deeper and deeper within myself. Just total peace and quiet.
Wonderful. Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Great meditation. It was very deep. By the time we finished the fast breathing, going into the nyasa, um, I just like just blitz, just openness, just open space, infinity, nothing. I could hear your words, but that was it. It was beautiful.
Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
I'm good. Namaste. Thank you. Yeah, it was really deep. It was quiet. I really appreciated the lesson. The idea of mistakes. I think sometimes with our workplace and our friends and our families, sometimes mistake, choice, and ignorance seem the same.
Yeah, yeah. And the ignorance and stress, anxiety, duality, reaction, they come because we are attached. There is a sense of emotional dependence. Once we get rid of it, the life changes. How are you, Ashok?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Sir, all good, peace, quiet, and deeper.
Very good. Very good. How are you, Vaibhav?
Sir, I'm good. It was like absorbed in that love. Also realizing that where my ego is coming in between of that love. So it is going, taking me away from that love, but then realizing that, coming back to that, and it was all peaceful, all continuous.
Beautiful. Yes, that's a good point. Everyone needs to contemplate in that. Where there is ego, there is no love. But ego says, I love you, you don't love me. You see that? How are you, Sam?
I'm okay. Dealt with some mind challenges on the quick, short, and fast breathing today, but once I got through them, found a very peaceful blank space.
Beautiful. I'll tell you one thing that's very important, but later. How are you, Rakesh?
Thank you, sir. Uh, so you took me deeper into, but at the end of the session, I started having giddiness and sweating on my face. Uh, so it only reduced when I opened my eyes and uh, after some time.
Good.
So sweating on the forehead, here, uh, so and the giddiness, like vomiting.
Vomiting. So it may be because of you have some issues with your health.
Uh, no, it is going normal.
So that is one reason. Otherwise, there is no reason for giddiness or. Uh,
Yes.
so you have to be careful about your challenges, if there is any challenges. The issue. How are you, Samir?
Sir, it was very quiet and it means a lot of sensation in my body. As soon as I closed my eyes, I was just freezing and listening to you, what you were saying, just enjoying the total session.
Oh, very good. That's good. Barbara.
Yes, I was completely absorbed into this meditation to the point where I no longer felt my body. It was just very peaceful and wonderful.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत अच्छा था, बहुत पीसफुल, एकदम एब्जॉर्ब था सर। आज अपना
Very,
फील नहीं हो रहा था बॉडी।
very peaceful and calm. So you see that I have a, let me just stop recording and then I will